Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Drop. And this is my first impressions look on the Way of Wade All City 11 V2. So this shoe is kind of like the second version of the AC11, of course the All City 11. And it's one of my, where is it? It's right here. One of my favorite shoes of last year. This is an amazing performer. And they made pretty much the V2, and they've been doing this for a while now with all of their kind of shoes, like with the 808s, the All Cities, I guess not with the Wows, but also the 808s have an Ultra version, right? So I have the old AC10, right? This is the previous version, obviously, the All City 10, and then this is the All City 10 V2. They really didn't change all too much besides the upper, right? The price of the All City 11 V2 is 150 bucks, and also the All City 11, the regular one right now, as I'm filming this video, is $10 cheaper for 140 bucks. So if you guys do want to cop any of these shoes, I try to leave the link in the description box. But let's get it started right off with the Tracciones, and the Tracciones is pretty much the exact same. Look at that. Right, so I played in the All City 11, and I played in the solid rubber outsole, and also there is a translucent rubber outsole, like I guess like semi-translucent, and the traction is really good. It picks up a little bit of dust, but if you're playing on a clean court, it has an amazing bite, and durability also is very good. The rubber is very hard, and they're basically calling it like tough rubber, right? So it's designed for outdoor use pretty much, and same thing with the V2. It's pretty much the exact same, right? The pattern and everything. We have the little circle, or I guess oval pods going throughout the entire outsole. In this colorway, we have like this white color and also this kind of like turquoise color, right? And the traction is pretty much the exact same. It's probably gonna be really good here in the V2 as well. So I'm not really worried about the traction performance on the V2 really at all. And same thing with the heel to toe transition. Overall, it's very smooth in the like the originals, right? And then here in the 2, same thing. We have a nice rounded shape. Although we do have this cage, right? This cage is pretty soft with this rubber, or it's actually more like a softer plastic actually. And there is a little bit of compression here in the heel, and then coming here into the forefoot, we have a nice rounded shape and a good amount of forefoot flex, giving this shoe a very smooth feel, which I really like. So yeah, heel to toe transition is pretty much the exact same, and also the cushioning setup, right? So we have full length boom, and I love full length boom, and I just love boom cushion in general because it's a very lightweight foam, but also it has a lot of compression, it lasts a good amount of time, and also has a nice little bounce or rebound back, which feels very nice, right? The core feel is really good. And also another thing that I love about Way of Wade is the insole is pretty nice. It's just a regular insole. It adds a little bit to the step and comfort, but underneath that, of course, we have a soft mesh strobe board, and in the midfoot we can see a little bit of black, which is the Pro Bar lock, right? It's basically like a midfoot shank plate, and when you press it, it's kind of stiff there, but of course that's for torsional support. But where your heel is, right, where the heel is, and also in the forefoot, we have very good step and comfort and underfoot cushioning, just like in the regular AC11, right? So they didn't really change all too much. I guess making like a second version of the shoe doesn't make too much sense to me because they don't really make the shoe all that different. I guess like in the 10, right? In the 10, they changed it up a little bit, but still like the outsole and midsole is pretty much the exact same. The upper, I guess they changed a little bit more, right? They added a shroud and also a strap. But I think they did a little bit less here in the AC11 versus the AC11 V2. But yeah, so the cushion is super nice, of course. And then for the upper is where they changed it up, of course, right? Obviously. And for the upper, we have a woven yarn, pretty much like a fabric. That they're calling it a fabric, right? But it's pretty much the exact same, right? I mean, the AC11, it feels a little bit like, I don't know. Actually, it feels very similar. The V2 feels a little bit more like supportive in a way where it doesn't stretch as much. The AC11 is a little bit stretchier, kinda, right? But that's me like kind of nitpicking. It's not that big of a difference. They're both super duper thin materials. They both conform to your foot very well. And they both kind of have like a plastic screen mesh on it as far as like the toe box goes, you know what I mean? But yeah, it feels like the V2 is a little bit more durable though, right? Because like I said, there's not as much stretch. There's a little bit, like there's a couple more layers of material as well, it feels like, than the regular AC11. But yeah, pretty much the same. And also the lacing system is a little bit different as well. I mean, we have a traditional lacing system as in the AC11, but the V2, we have kind of like these like midfoot straps, and it goes pretty far into like on top of your foot. And once you tighten it, you can feel it kind of tighten on top of your foot, like in the midfoot, a little bit more, but I mean, it's not that big of a difference, you know what I mean? And then for the tongue, I guess the tongue is a little bit different. You know, we have like a regular kind of nylon material for the tongue here, and then for the AC11, we have a very open mesh, right? As far as the ventilation goes though, wow, the V2 has a lot, but also the AC11 has a lot too. And the V2, I mean, I was reading the tech specs, it said it had a little bit more ventilation, but I would say it's around the same. And then for the tongue, we have a good amount of padding in both of the shoes, right? And then here in the ankle area, it's very similar as well. And then in the back of the heel, we have this kind of like rubber pull tab thing going on, which doesn't really do anything. It's more for design. But yeah, the upper is pretty much the only thing that's different and didn't really change all too much. Like I put on both of the shoes at the same time, right? The V2 on the left and the regular on the right. And it's very hard to tell the difference, right? The traction is very similar. The cushion is pretty much the exact same. The upper also feels very, very similar, right? So yeah, so there's that. And also the fit is pretty much the exact same. I went up half a size for both of the shoes and they both fit me very, very well. As far as the, you know, length goes, my toes go pretty close to the edge of the shoe in both of the shoes. Also, they're both very, very snug right here in the toe box, and also they're both pretty narrow. So if you want like a pretty snug fit, then go up half a size. If you want a really, really snug fit, then go true to size, but just be careful on that. But yeah, the fit is pretty much the exact same as well. But as far as the weight goes, I mean, they both feel pretty similar. They're probably not that much different, right? Yeah, so 12.5 ounces, which is pretty much average weight. Oh, 13.2 ounces. Oh, the V2 is a little bit heavier, which is kind of weird. I wonder what is adding so much more weight. Maybe it's the material. Maybe it's the material. I don't know. Because the upper doesn't seem that much more padded, right? I don't know. I don't know what it is, but that is a little bit more weight actually, which is kind of interesting. But like I said, it feels very similar on foot. So there's that. And aesthetically, I don't know. What do you guys think looks better? I mean, honestly, they both look the exact same. There's not that big of a difference in aesthetics. And I like how both of them look. Also, the colorways that are coming out are really, really dope as well. So tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, yes, so the AC11 V2 is pretty much the same as the AC11, right? It's just a little bit of a different design, obviously, on the upper. So I think, you know, on looks, like which one you think looks better, you should get. You know, that's pretty much it. They both feel very, very similar. I mean, I will test it, right? Obviously, I'm going to play in these, but they'll probably play exactly like the AC11. If it does play a little bit differently, then I'll do a full-on performance review of this, like a different one. But if it's like very similar, then I don't really see a need to do a performance review on this. But anyways, that about concludes my kind of in-depth review, also in-depth look of the AC11 V2 and how it kind of differs from the AC11 and doesn't really differ that much, which of course is a good thing because the AC11 performs very well, right? So anyways, tell us what you guys think of the overall shoe, and also if you played in the AC11, tell us how it performed for you down in the comment section below. But again, if you guys want to copy either of these shoes or any of these shoes, I try to leave the link in the description box. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.